You are listening to the Excellence in Online Broadcasting Network. You are listening to your source for trusted intel and news. You're listening to Live with DC. You are listening to your source for trusted intel and news. You're listening to Live with DC.
Hey there, it's your favorite president. You need to be listening to my friend DC. He's a trusted source and won't lead you astray.
Thank you for listening to You Host DC, your trusted source for intel and news.
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right, everybody, it is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to everyone, and I hope you're having a great day so far. And we got a lot to talk about today, and such a short time, but it's all good, right? Thank you, everyone that has tuned in to be a part of this, and it's a great day to be alive, right? You may not enjoy what's going on in the political world. I don't think any of us is, but great day to be alive. So, yeah, good stuff. Let's start here. Go through we do have some moderators now. Also, we're still looking for one more. Let's see here. Hello, Leroy, DC. Good afternoon, friend, real lady. Good afternoon from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Thank you, DC, for all you do. Thank you so much. Statesville, North Carolina. Thank you so much for listening. Good afternoon, brother. Jennifer Wright. Absolutely. Swampfire. Hello, Borg, Louisiana here. All right. DC, can't wait to see you have for us today. Awesome. Hey, Kino Queen made it again. There you go. Camby, hey, DC. Hello, everyone. Day one gone of the DNC show. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's like having the having the flu and you want to puke. Yeah. Last night I was like, I like to laugh. I like to laugh. Life is way too serious to just stress the whole time. So you got to make light of it. Some people don't have a sense of humor and they get mad. Oh, you're making fun of people. Yeah, but I'm also having fun. But anyway, let's see here. Good afternoon, DC. Thank you for your service. Thank you so much. Hello, DC. We've been waiting on you. Awesome, Kathy. Good afternoon, DC Patriots from South Carolina. Michigan in the house. Dawn, thank you so much. Give you a thumbs up. Absolutely. Linda from East Tennessee. Hey, DC. Welcome, everyone. All right. Yep. Let's see. Carol, Beaufort, Georgia. Michigan here. Southeast Tennessee in here. Thank you so much. Iowa, Kansas. Who else here? Charles City, Virginia. You're probably right. I probably haven't been there. I don't know. Let's see here. Hello, Jacksonville, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Awesome sauce right there. Hey, from Ringgold, Georgia. DC from Muskogee, Oklahoma. Okay. Texas, Dayton, Ohio, Indiana, Georgia, Alabama. Good deal. Man, I love it whenever I travel to Alabama, and a lot of people didn't care, but this was back when you go through the state line and had the big rocket there. You used to be able to go underneath it, but now they have it closed off. I think they're working on it. I'm not sure, but I love that thing. I don't know why, but I just love it. Hey, DC from Florida, Jasper, Tennessee, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Rainsville, Alabama again. Awesome. Was it Cleveland? Cleveland, New Jersey, Arizona. Yeah, like the Pope put socks in their mouth so you don't have to hear them. Yeah, it was pretty rough. Of course, I said Arizona, I believe. Texas in the house, East Coast, and it's amazing that most everyone here is from the Southeast. Time to wake up, right? On the road for me, okay. North Carolina in the house. Wow, we got them coming in everywhere. Ottawa, Oklahoma again, North Carolina, North Georgia, Texas again, North Carolina. Yeah, I doubt you're in Ukraine. If you are, you have a crazy person in charge of your country. And he owes us $400 billion plus. Let's see. All right. So everybody's still coming in. Good deal. And just moderators, so you know, I have it merged to where whatever's happening in Rumble is controlling that chat for all platforms. So if you're just in Rumble, don't worry about the others, because whatever you take care of here, we'll take care of there. Anyway, I'm going to play you something here real quick starting off. I thought this was really good. Very, very short, but it's really, really good.
We don't have inflation because the people are living too well. We have inflation because the government is living too well.
Ronald Reagan, man, what? Yeah. What a comment to make. The government is living too well. And it has been living too well. I'm going to do a small little thing here. Be kind when you're doing this in the chat. Saudi Daisy, Tennessee, good to see you. And what we're going to do is just want those of you that want to, we're going to talk about last night for a few minutes. What was your take of last night? It don't have to be a long paragraph. You can say good, bad, or whatever. I kind of want to see what you guys thought of last night. As far as me, it made me sick. Never seen so much. Reagan spoke the truth. Yes, he did. I've never seen so much bull crap in my life, and I've also, I think I threw up about 50 times. Not really, but one or two. I sat there gagging. Could not stand the hypocrisy, the lies. And what is amazing to me is how they act like it is so great. What they're doing is so great. And it is so just, everybody walks around like it's such a beautiful, beautiful environment in there, and how they're all at peace. And of course, the Democratic Party, they float in on their wings of eagles, more like wings of buzzards. And everything is perfect. But outside that building, they don't tell you about the hell that's breaking loose. They don't acknowledge it. And that's one thing you're going to find out with the Democratic Party. They never acknowledge, one, their faults, mistakes, and they're not going to acknowledge these protesters. They're not going to acknowledge why they're there, because it's a self-centered. It's just a self-centered circle of people. And I know there was a few protesters that got in last night towards the end. And of course, the security come up on him. Guy was doing a live news thing, and of course, they come up on him with their hands over their faces and like blood on their hands and whatever else. I never really understood the peaceful protest part, where you want to put blood on yourself, or it just weird. If your voice isn't enough, you probably don't need to go do stupid stuff and look more like they're really going to listen to you when you show up and got writings all over your face. It's crazy. Nothing but lies. Absolutely. That's what it was last night. Absolutely. Let's go back here. Give me a second here. I think everybody's on the same page. It was a bunch of lies. Butler, Georgia, good to see you. Excellent showing of Central Casting at their finest. Yeah, really. That was not Biden last night. And man, I'll get to him in a few minutes. That wasn't Biden last night. See, did you see Hillary's bug eyes? Yes, I did. If y'all saw my Facebook post, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. But you have someone reach out and go, I cannot believe that you would stoop so low to post something like that and make fun. I can't believe you stoop so low to defend them. I'm the wrong person to try to shame. It sucked. Ignorant jerks, arrogant jerks. Absolutely. You shared that. Awesome. Lies, and more lies. Yep. DNC has no talking points. It's all about abortion and Trump. Absolutely. I thought it was laughable. Everything was lies. Let me tell you something I thought about last night. This is so crazy. It wasn't but a month ago, this party was screaming, remove Biden now, remove him now. He's no good. He's this, he's that. He's messing everything up for the country. We want him out. He's lost his mind. They talked about him like a dirty, this here is the definition of a Democrat. Like I said before, a Democrat. Like I said before, they're good about turning on their own. They're great about chewing their own up and spitting them out. They're great about. They're professional. They're professional assassins of their own. That's what they are. And what they did was, they got Joe Biden up there, and supposedly Joe Biden. I think last night it was the blue-eyed one. And but they put him up there, and they praise him. They clap. They just woo. I mean, Jill, and then their daughter, and then Joe. I was hoping that they would put up Hunter. He was up on stage at the end, which I really thought that was pathetic, especially after everything that he's done to desecrate even the White House. And I just thought it was pathetic that he would be up there. But the thing was, is this same group that was crying, crucify, 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 okay, are the same ones now that are saying, you've done a great job. You've done a great job. Can't wait for the next 5 months. Blah, 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 blah. I'm beginning to wonder if this was just a ploy from the Democratic Party to say that Joe is stepping down, to get all the publicity, to get the whole tables turned to look their way for people to go, oh, we're going to vote, and then turn around and throw Biden back in. I don't know. We still are not at the point of knowing who their true candidate is going to be. We'll find out this week, right? Which is just, it's crazy. It's crazy because you know what? The Democrats, they're great about that. They're magicians. They pull rabbits out of their rear ends, and it always stinks. So let's see here. Just idiots. That's all I got to say about that. Or all what I saw last night. Yeah, it was idiots. Time to wake up. You better believe it's time to wake up. Watched the little I watched. It was so pathetic. Full lies. Absolutely all lies. Nothing but lies. I think everybody's on the same consensus. It was lies. Comedy tour. Absolutely. Let me see here. All right. I don't read Russian, so might want to check that one out, moderator. Wasn't the real killer either. Right. I posted 2 pictures jokingly, but at the same time, you can look, her teeth are completely different. I mean, the structure of them are different. The smile, the cheekbones, the eyes, everything. And then somebody sent me a video late last night of Hillary, but it was zoomed in, and man, her neck looked pretty baggy to me. Not in the fact of age, but in the fact of possibly silicone. Let's see here. Yeah, I tried to watch it, just couldn't for all the crooked people. Absolutely. Wanted to, like I said, I wanted to puke. Lies and twisted. Fake Joe. We got to laugh. Absolutely. I think everybody. Newsmax mentioned Ashley's diary last night. Absolutely. This is a girl that her diary gets out, and she's in. Understand, this is how perverted they are. She's talking about how Joe Biden would come and get in the shower with her. Okay, take a shower with her. That's just one instance. But yet she's going to be the one to introduce him. It's so crazy. I mean, you can't make this. This is so, forget the days of our lives. This is the crazy soap opera here. This is nuts. This is Lifetime Movie Network material here. And their sheep were just as bad. Absolutely. Can't believe so many people with their lives congested this. Absolutely. It's because the media is brainwashing them and haven't turned on any. Good for you. Good for you. Because the media is controlled, and even as much as we, think certain networks that were like, oh, well, these are great. They're coming out. They started pushing Trump in the last election, and they built their networks off of that election. And now that they have built themselves off that election, they start to turn a little bit because there's more money involved. And that's sad. So the past somewhere said the lady was going on the stage at DNC. Yeah, I actually have that video. The lady, they were talking to her outside, and she was talking about the abortion, portable abortion places on site. And this guy was joking. He says, so how many abortions have you had this week? 4 or 5? You're just joking. She says, I haven't had none yet. But later on this week, they're going to bring me on stage and do the abortion. I don't care if it's a pill, whatever they're representing on stage, and they're going to represent that and simulate or whatever you want to call it, an abortion on stage. It's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. That is the sick, lunatic mindset of that party. And I know pastors that are die-hard Democrat. And if they are going to support that ticket and that name on that ticket, I'll never support them. Never. How can you get up and preach in your churches, especially these old school, hard Pentecostal churches that are completely against abortion, but then turn around and support candidates that are going to push? I would already be done just the fact that they're putting up the portable abortion stuff on site. I'd be done with it. But some people aren't, because our minds and our hearts have been seared, and we don't have a filter of good versus evil, and we don't have the heart for what's right. But their agenda is treat each other how you want to be treated. I get it. The old golden rule, right? I get it. But treating how others how you want to be treated doesn't mean that you murder. Doesn't mean that at all. And that's what they're doing. Blood in the street means abortion in the bus on the street. It's sick. It's sickening. That's why I said last week, well, Sunday, I'm waiting to see what God's going to do, because this thing, the Bible says in the end times, it shall be like the days of Noah, with all this crazy stuff going on. Guys, when we have a political party that's currently right now in the administration that is supporting this and promoting this, you better pray. We have got to pray for multiple things, but you got to pray that, one, when God does bring judgment, and trust me, all I heard last night was, he's a God of love. He's a God of love. And he's a God of joy. And he's not a God that will judge you. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. He loves you where you are. Absolutely. But he also will judge you. He will. Let's see here. At some point I saw a lady going on stage. Yeah. Thompson, okay. Kentucky, good to see you. Couldn't even watch it. Don't blame you. It took me a little bit to finally, I just had to click off and on. And then finally, when Dementia Joe was coming on, I clicked it on to listen to some of that stuff. What's your name on Facebook? Follow you. Phil from Cartersville, Georgia, new listener. Awesome. Hope you come back. I refuse to watch the DNC. It made me sick to my stomach. Awesome. It was comedy hour for me. Absolutely. Bunch of freaking clowns up there. It was a circus. It was a circus that didn't charge you to get in. I believe it was, because some of the people, you know what? It's funny you would say that about AI, because I had somebody around me, and they was like, hey, look at these people that they're showing in the crowd. And some of the people looked odd. They really did. I'm not saying her whole thing was that, but I'm saying it looked pretty. I'm just going to say this. The Democratic Party has some strange looking cats. They do. They do, man. Wow. Hey, DC, back from Tennessee. Good to have you in here. Nothing added up. Audio visuals looked fake. Right. And just so you know that those claps and all the screams and all that stuff is actually, it's played. It's like a laugh track. Man. Spiritual war in front of us. Absolutely, Cindy. Absolutely. That's why it is good versus evil. It really is. And it's beyond good versus, it's good versus evil, but it's demonic powers that are in play. And if you want to know why America's done bad, it is the fact that they make bad decisions, okay? But it's also the fact that right now we're sitting under the umbrella of a demonic force. And no, I'm not saying you're controlled by it, but I'm saying that we watched them do everything they want to do, their agenda. And it's pretty sad, because America that ain't America. All eyes, right? Yep. Spiritual war in front of us. Unbelievable pictures. A lot of real life pictures of Biden family have been scrubbed from the internet. Absolutely. Like I said yesterday, we're eventually going to see the exit of Joe Biden, and that character there. It's the lies of the DNC. 24. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Aaron made her slip up and said, "Wonder where Kamala will be tonight." Right. I did see that. There's a lot of questionable things on it. And I'm just kind of doing this to kind of get your all's feel. And I think we're all kind of on the same thing. Democrat Christian. You know what, Jeffrey 54, you're exactly right. You need to be asking your friends that are Christians or whatever, hey, what do you, and don't do it confrontational. Just ask, hey man, how do you feel? What do you feel about this? How do you feel about this? And the great thing is you can say, what has Kamala done? You know, what have they done that's really helped you in this country? Not help our country, but helped you. They can't answer. I'll play you a big old thing of that here in a second. That's why it's called Judgment Day. You better believe it. Nancy Drew posted a live stream talking to a guy building a wall yesterday. Yeah. He said it was for the inauguration, right? Let's see here. Hey, Alabama in the house. Good deal. You're funny, but you're so right. Yeah. Thank you so much for being Chris and Podcast Nerdies. We need more. Yeah. Well, sometimes my mouth, Linda, gets me in trouble. I try to give it straight, and sometimes I get so mad that, you know, the human nature really pops out of me. What bothers me is the pulley, another rigged election and get away with it. I don't believe that. We got some things that are in play that we just have to watch this thing go out. And here's the thing. I want to tell you something. Remember yesterday, I read your thing for General Flynn saying that Trump, he felt like Trump was going to go to prison. And I told you straight up, I don't believe that. Don't believe that, because Trump is always ahead, and it's not going. I just don't believe it's going to happen, because there's so much going on right now. We still got the Brunson brothers deal going on, and I haven't heard a thing on that yet. When I do, I'll let you know. But it's been very quiet. But I'm gonna give you some good news here. Pull it up here. Oops. So remember, everybody's been saying Trump's going to go to prison.
Alvin Bragg and government prosecutors look like they're caving on the Trump sentencing.
This was this morning.
This is a letter that comes from Alvin Bragg's office. Of course, he's prosecuting the case against Trump out of New York. The judge there is Honorable Judge Juan Merchan. And this got sent to his office. So from Bragg, not really Bragg, we know who actually is doing the heavy lifting there, is not Alvin Bragg. It's this guy, Matthew Colangelo.
I'm actually looking at the document right now. So I don't want you to think, well, he just, no, I told you all several times. Let's see, our Pentecostal pastor, he just tells it like it is. That's great. And people like it. If they don't, so what? Yeah, absolutely. But getting back to this, everybody's saying Trump's going to prison, going to be sentenced, going to go to jail. So I want you to listen.
Matthew Colangelo, Biden's number 3 at the DOJ before he resigned and went over here to prosecute Trump, because he was the guy who was basically setting up Trump prosecution franchises all around the country. Went a big just backpedal on this, and it's outstanding to see. It looks like the sentencing is not going to happen, but let's see what the judge does with it. He could always dig in. So here is from the prosecutor to the judge. It says, Your Honor, this letter addresses Trump's prior letter that we read here that requests an adjournment of the sentencing date, which is coming up mid-September. So a postponement, a continuance, or a total adjournment, right? Get rid of it. We don't need it because we have to have another evidentiary hearing to discuss the immunity issues. The people defer to the court on the appropriate post-trial schedule that allows for adequate time to adjudicate Trump's motion while also pronouncing sentence, quote, without unreasonable delay. Defer to the court. That probably hurt for them to have to type that, because what you want to do is oppose. The people oppose Trump's motion. He's wrong, clearly. say sentencing should happen on this day. But they note the following points with this court. They say Trump's letter indicates, for the first time, his intent to seek interlocutory state or federal appellate review before he is sentenced of any adverse ruling. And it's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? What did you think was going to happen? That he would just lose and not appeal it? Well, this is the first time we heard that Trump could appeal this. We had no idea. Have you ever prosecuted a case before? Well, do you know what an appellate court is? Because that's what happens when people lose, especially on an immunity issue. And by the way, you should have had notice about this because they did the exact same thing in the January 6th case. We had no idea that this was going to be appealed. He just told us. Now, it's correct, they say, that the denial of immunity from prosecution is immediately appealable, like we saw with Judge Chutkan's case. So they agree Trump was right again on that one. But here, in contrast to Trump's case in Washington with Judge Chutkan, the J6 case, the question of Trump's immunity from prosecution is not presented. Okay, it's been presented this entire case. It was presented before the trial started, and it was presented multiple times in the middle of the trial. The judge even said, stop raising that objection. You don't need to raise it every time. The only question now before the court is whether a small subset of the trial evidence was improperly admitted in light of a brand new evidentiary rule that derives from official acts immunity. So this is the prosecutor right here throwing a temper tantrum. We had no idea. This just came out of nowhere. So they say, and if so, whether there's any error in admitting official acts evidence was harmless. So they're going to say that even if we put immune material in there, immune evidence, immune testimony, Hope Hicks, anybody else, the judge could also find it's harmless. So it doesn't matter. It's not that big of a deal. Didn't matter. It didn't prejudice Trump in some way. Now, and the court didn't say that, okay? The Supreme Court didn't come out and say, well, you can include it unless it's harmless. Like, that's not even in the Supreme Court decision at all. Now, as the people noted, the prosecutors are saying, as we noted in our opposition to Trump's immunity motion, they say the evidence that he claims is affected by SCOTUS is only a sliver of the mountains of testimony. Well, only a sliver of it was, okay, maybe a problem, and the documentary proof that the jury considered. They had whole mountains of other evidence.
Long story short, he's not going to go to jail. I told you yesterday, all this stuff going on with DNC, you don't hear nothing about China. You don't hear nothing about Russia. You hear nothing about no wars right now. Everything is all focused on this crap show, circus that Chicago is having to host. If by chance something happens and I'm wrong, I am man enough to come on here and say, guys, I was wrong. I don't come back and go, let me give you a conspiracy theory of what really happened. No, I would tell you, hey, I'm wrong. But from day one, Trump has always been ahead. And it is what it is. They're not going to be able to. It ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. And it goes back to what I said the other day. With Trump, you can't. Don't you think if he was the normal person, that he would already be dealt with legally? If he wasn't the CIC, wartime president, then he would already be jailed. Okay? I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what's going on TV at the DNC. I don't care about none of that stuff. We still, as hard as it is for everybody to believe, we're still under two governments right now. That's why yesterday I said to you, think about this. We don't have a president. We have people that are pretending. Last night I watched Kamala and I watched Tampon Tim. He was so bored out of his mind. And you could tell he was bored. Just watching him. Could care less whether he was there or not. Kamala had that stupid fake smile on her face. See here. Absolutely. Thanks for being here. Let's see. They don't want to arrest him because the military will be on him like flies on honey. They can't. Yeah, they can't do it. The white hats or the military or whoever it may be, they're only good just to show you how crooked. Absolutely. Show you how crooked the Democrats and some Republicans, absolutely. I stand behind what I've said for the last, since right before Trump came in the first time. I know how he was approached. I know how he was given a plan prior to being voted in as the president. And I stand behind what I say. He's still the CIC. And this letter, it proves from the court. Watch, they're going to change the date. They're going to do something else. It's not going to happen. And, sometimes we get bent out of shape. You do get mad because you see the evil. Last night, I was so aggravated at some of these people talking because they just everything everybody got up. They wanted to just trash Trump. Now think about this: trash him and praise the abortions, praise all that, praise what we've done for women's rights. But when we get in, we're going to put a different judge in there, but we're going to make sure she's black. I don't know if y'all caught that or not. Got to make sure she's black. Why is it that we always have to win an election or compel people based off of skin color? How about just education? Because if you're a Democrat and listen to this, you need to change, okay? Because I'm telling you what, the Democratic Party is probably one of the dysfunctional groups I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to be absolutely brutal here because that's my job. My job isn't come and rub Charmin on your butt for you. My job is to give it straight and either it tick you off and make you change or make you think about things. And I'm going to tell you this, the Democratic Party is the most stupid party that there is. It is. Doesn't mean we don't have good people in there, because there is some good people. And the only reason why they're in there is because they are a fourth and fifth generation Democrat, and they didn't get voted in from their states or all that stuff because of what their great things they've done. They've got voted on because of their name. Rockefeller was that way. All these stupid stuff. Or they was part of the Klan, like Senator Robert Byrd. But they're some of the dumbest people. I'm serious. Look at what they're showing on the news, okay? Because what's happening is they're showing us the Democratic Party, and they're so proud of it. They're wearing their shirts, Harris and Tampon 10. They're wearing that on their shirt, shaking their flags outside. Yeah, we support them. And if you look at the demographics here, let's go to facts. Let's not go to facts. And you look and see how many people. Now I am going to stick my foot where it don't belong, okay? I'm going to warn you right now. I'm just going to warn you. Because the Democratic Party, the consensus and the stats of let's not go to consensus. The stats of the Democratic Party, 75%, maybe a little bit more now. Because since they brought these illegals over, is either on welfare, getting food stamps, got their Obama phones, which I saw a thing the other day on Facebook where they're giving new phones out now. Everybody run to the tent and get your new phone. It's the most despicable, sick, disgusting, gross, nasty, agitating piece of crap group I've ever seen in my life. You can't go out and you cannot have a conversation with the Democrat, because if you ask a question, they immediately get mad and want to just run at you. Like that dog. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Like Biden did last night, shaking his fist like he was a dictator. Trump. Seriously. Trying to get mad, act mad. That don't make me go, man, I want to be a Democrat. That doesn't make me do that. That makes me go, God, these people are sick. And then they prove it. You ever hear the old saying, proof is in the pudding? Proof is in the pudding here, folks. You got them putting up all these abortion things around. That just blows me away. And then you want to put let these protesters come in that protest. But the Democratic Party, well, that's their freedom of speech. You don't have freedom of speech if you're not an American. If you're not an American citizen, you don't have the same rights. I hate to break that to you, but that's how it works. Oh, but they come here to America. They should be free to say what they want. No, they shouldn't. No, they shouldn't. Until they are an American citizen or born here or whatever, you don't have the rights of America when you're not from America until you join America. And that's the problem. All these illegals, all these immigrants coming in, taking over, they do whatever they want to do. And what we do, we give them housing, we give them food, we give them anything they want. Because America is about America, the new America that the Democratic Party has put out. Is the new America is the one that takes the ones that's born and raised in America, that are American citizens, and give them the shaft, make them work to pay for people that they brought over. That's why I said a couple weeks ago, y'all want to help me out? Let's put a bunch of money together and we'll buy a bunch of tents and I'll take them out there I will personally drive them out to Kamala's house and give them to these immigrants and put them on her front lawn and let them put a tent city out there. Let them crap and pee all over her yard. Let them trash it. She loves them that much, then let them come stay at your house. That's how I feel. And even last night, you got all these people that spoke are disgusting. AOC, she is, sorry guys, she's batshit crazy.
And I, for one, am tired of hearing about how a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out.
I'm going to tell you this. I could never be married to a woman like that. Just with that nasty, argumentative voice. Couldn't do it.
So much as a boost of greed, trampling on our way of life.
Trampling on our way of life. But I'm not from this country. But yet I went and I became an American citizen. Now I'm in power. And we're going to go home, people. Go home. If you don't like America, leave. Leave America if you don't like it. Let that be today's lesson. If these foreigners that are coming here come here to try to change our country, get out. We don't want your terroristic ways. We don't want you. We don't want that. We just don't want that. We don't need that. And if you're coming to America to make a better life for yourself, praise God. You're a worker. That's great. If you're coming here because it's just a free hand and you just get a free hand and then you don't have to work, you don't have to do nothing, and you're just going to leave your family at home because they can't travel with you because, you're actually coming over with a bunch of known killers and gang members and all this. You're absolutely right. She's a nut. AOC has an ego problem. Yes, she has a brain problem. But you understand last night, the message last night, you got Joe Biden shaking his fist. You got her screaming, other people acting up goofy. It is an aggressive, that party is very aggressive and argumentative and always looks for a fight. And keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. At some point, you're going to get your butt handed to you. You're going to pick on the wrong one. Kentucky Democrat governor quoting. Now, I'm going to play him. Let me play him. Let me get here. Let me pull it up here. He's praising, or he's talking about the Bible. He's making quotes out of the Bible, okay? Then after he makes a quote out of the Bible, he starts praising a girl for championing abortion. Just listen to this.
My faith teaches me the golden rule that I am to love my neighbor as myself. In the parable of the Good Samaritan says we are all each other's neighbors. So I want anyone watching tonight, Republican, Independent, Democrat, to know that you are welcome here.
Whatever. I am Republican and I don't want to be there. You realize how irate DC would be if he was there? I probably couldn't keep my mouth shut. I mean, I'd be escorted out. Because I wouldn't go there to disrupt, but I'd end up getting into it with somebody. Let's see here. As a Republican, I can admit that Trump may have cheated on his taxes and he was also on Epstein's plane. But asking them to admit Biden is a pedo. True. Yeah, and you know what? Trump may have. He very well may have. But you know what? Yeah, he don't walk around sniffing little kids, grooming them because he's an old pervert. Yep, send the Democrats. Democrats give them the Epstein Island. They can have that. Most of them's been there. They're waiting. They're wanting all of us to conform to the world. Yeah, these preachers have been bought. Absolutely. But you're also going to see, continue to see, I'll say that, you're going to continue to see some of these preachers fall. Not that you want preachers to fall, not that you want that, because you don't. But if they're messed up in sex trafficking and they're messed up in other stuff like that, then it's not a fall. Okay? They didn't fall. Let's just set that one straight. They chose to do their thing, and they made their own exit themselves. And they have been bought. They have been bought. And we talked about that the other day about how they're doing that. This is an old clip, but I want to play this audio. I love this so much. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
It's our job to defend the Second Amendment.
I understand that we don't have guns in the UK, that is true, but we don't have mass shootings either. Children aren't scared to go to school.
You have mass stabbings, lady. You have all kinds of murder. And you've got laws against that.
Like the same rates.
Well, you can go back to your country and worry about your no guns.
There you go. And that's exactly what, if you don't like what we're doing in our country, we have the right to bear arms. We have the right to free speech. If you don't like those two, then get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Go back where you came from. We don't need people trying to take our rights. We don't need it. And another thing is this, is why would someone from the BBC or wherever it's from send somebody from UK over here to even, I mean, go home. Go home. If you're from England or whatever, go back home. You journalists, go back home and do a couple big specials on why your all's teeth are crooked or why they're blacked out all the time. Because y'all have horrible hygiene there. Horrible. Horrible. Your breath stinks all the time. Your teeth look like they're rotting out of your head. I've never seen one English person that has decent teeth. And I'm probably going to get some hate on this. I can't believe you throw them under the... It is what it is. And what it is when it comes to America, if you're not passionate about America, we have a problem. And when people come to disrupt our ways and disrupt our way of life and our rules and just our Constitution. You know, it was Kamala just a couple weeks. Well, when we rewrite the Constitution, over my... Nope. Ain't gonna rewrite the Constitution. Because if they rewrite the Constitution, we are absolutely screwed. And it ain't gonna happen. But just so you know, while the DNC while it's been going on, Kamala's team actually quietly now has canceled the September 4th Fox debate with Trump. But you're not going to hear nothing about it on the news because everything is so wound up. That's what I said the other day. We need to watch and see what's happening outside of the DNC. Listen and see what's happening in our world. This is a major distraction, and it will keep you distracted thinking about this stuff. And Joe, when he got up last night, whatever.
Women are not without electoral or political power.
I'll play it once again. Maybe someone can interpret that for me.
Women are not without electoral or political power.
I think what he was trying to say is, I'm a dummy, and I don't even know where I'm at, and I think I pooped my pants, and I did something about electrical. What a joke. But yet these people are praising him. She's afraid of Trump. You're daggone right she's afraid of Trump. He will eat her alive in a debate. He will eat her alive. Send her skeleton home. But then the fake news will be like, boy, she just tore it up. She made him embarrassed. Yeah, I couldn't stop laughing when he started yelling. Absolutely. I was like, what the frick is this? He's yelling on stage and shaking his fist like a... Anyway, so Kamala, and the thing, I don't know if you caught this or not. If you don't believe me, go back and look at Biden's speech last night. But when he's talking about Kamala, this is what he says. Kamala Harris, she's from a Asian descent. I thought she was black. Well, I thought she was Jamaican. Now we're talking Asian. Kind of confused here. Democrats are afraid of Trump. Yes, they are. Any women here have electrical power? Yeah. Oh my God, that's crazy. Let's see what's the other. His wife Jill would have never let him go on stage. Right. Yeah, that's absolutely true. But this is an interview. Okay, small one. Just listen. Just try, and we're going. What we're doing is we're pinpointing these things for people that are still listening to this program. That are still going to vote for Harris, or anybody that's Democratic. But this is how they lie so bad. This is Kamala Harris's family member. This is actually her cousin, Sherman Harris.
I'm not visited by what Donald Trump has to say. You know, her mother is an Indian, right? Her father is Jamaican, so she can't just turn black. She has it within her. This is Kamala Harris, and this is me.
Now he's showing.
This is Donald, and I think that's Kamala. This one was taken at her grandmother's home. Very smart. Ask a lot of questions from baby.
Well, her grandmother may have been smart, but she's not smart. So he goes on to talk about where they lived and all of this stuff. Big old fat liars, man. Biden is a great actor. Finally made it to live. Thank you so much, Christy. Men have electrical power too. Exactly. Oh, Lord have mercy. We're going to get in a big old fight. We're going to get in a Democratic fight here of who's got the best electric, men or women. I mean, anyway, this guy, he's on the street and he's downtown yesterday and he's asking them who they're voting for and why.
Trump or Kamala? What do you think? Trump or Kamala Harris? Oh, God. It's Kamala, definitely. Yes? 1,000%. Yeah, absolutely. What's your favorite thing Kamala's done the last 4 years? Honestly? Actually, don't use this.
Oh, Kamala Harris. Yeah,
Kamala, why?
Well, she's honestly. Okay, well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not super knowledgeable, so I can't really speak too much on it. Because Trump sucks ass. Yeah, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. Trump or Kamala, what do you think? Yeah. Do you know who Tim Walz is? Who is he?
Okay, these people don't know who Tim Walz is. Then when why are you? He's not condemning them for voting. We're just saying, hey, so what have they done for you? Why are they? Well, I just don't air this because they don't have a clue. And then these other people don't even know who Tampon Tim is.
Is it? I mean, I'm asking the same question, right? I've been doing my research lately. Yeah. So I ain't 100% yet, so I can't answer that yet. Trump or Kamala? What's your favorite thing?
I got to stop that. Listen, that guy just said, he said, I'm voting for Kamala. Who's her running mate, Tim? I don't know. What else has she done for you? I don't know. I'm going to have to research that. So that right there tells you they don't know anything about these candidates. Okay. They don't know anything about them. They don't even know the running VP. Okay. But because she's black, this black guy, oh yeah, we're all voting for her. We're not voting for, we don't know what the heck she's done, but because she's black, we're voting. Are you freaking kidding me?
About the last 4 years that Kamala Harris has been vice president. She wasn't the president. She was the president. Then I can she wasn't the president. She was vice president.
He's saying you can't hardly hear it. He's saying she was the vice president. What did she do? Well, she can't do anything till she become president. No, she was vice president. She had job duties. She was able to do things. But this guy, this is what I'm talking about. The Democratic Party has kept people dumbed down because they know that they can control certain people by just giving them a cheeseburger, giving them a free phone, giving them a food card. I mean, come on. Why are you voting for Kamala? It's a no-brainer because she's just a woman. But what has she done? She's a woman. Well, according to Biden, she has no electrical power. But because she's a woman, I'm voting for her. Oh, and by the way, she's black and I'm black too.
She's a woman. How's it been selling? How's it been selling? Good?
Guys trying to sell T-shirts. But the people that are down there are protesters and they have no money to buy merchandise. If you really want to get to the nitty gritty, and I know this here will just ruffle the crazy feathers. If you really want to get to the nitty gritty, the Democrats are the lowest of the low. They are the roach of the sea. There you go. I said it. Here's the thing. I say the things that some of you all wish you could say. And that's how I feel.
Oh no, we had a bunch of police that told us to burn our shirts.
So he says, have you sold anything? No. The police actually came by here and told us that we should just burn our shirts because it says Kamala Harris on it. Well, they should. Because it's about as valuable as her word that she gives. It's not valuable. Nothing she says is worth listening to or even thinking that it's going to happen. Not going to happen. And so, that being said, give me just a few minutes here, take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Work.
Hey, everybody, it's DC, and today I want to talk to you about Birch Gold Group. And we recently had some monumental news that no one else is actually talking about. And for the first time ever, the interest the U.S. pays on its debt surpassed every individual budget item except Social Security. And that's right. The U.S. Now spends more on interest than on national defense or even Medicare. And it's only getting worse as big government continues to spend recklessly. And that's why savvy Americans are turning to gold, and something not tied to the inflated dollar is what it is. And you too can can do this with the help of Birch Gold Group. And for over 20 years, Birch Gold Group has helped tens of thousands of Americans protect their retirement and savings by converting on IRA or the 401k into an IRA in gold. To learn more, go to birchgold.com/rumble, birchgold.com/rumble, and get a free, no obligation information kit on diversifying your retirement into a gold IRA. Birch Gold has earned a A+ rating with the BBB and thousands of happy customers. Protect your IRA or your 401k. If you want to do that, go to birchgold.com/rumble and get your free information kit on gold today. I wanted to say one thing here. On behalf of Rumble, I'm grateful for that, but I want to encourage you, the audience that's listening, to download the Rumble app. And that way you get the notifications every time that we go live. And also when you do that, be sure you follow us, and it will help remind you, when we do go live. And also, the app is available everywhere for TV. It's available for TVs also. So make sure you download the Rumble app. Once you download it, you search for my channel, DC Intel. It'll pop up, and follow the channel directly on that app. This will make sure that you get a notification every time that we go live, and keeps you informed. And also, if you click on the link in the description or the pinned live chat to download the Rumble app, actually on your phone also, it's free to do that. And if you prefer to watch us on a big screen, which is pretty cool, we are also available now on Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, Roku, LG, and Samsung TVs. All you need to do is just search for Rumble. Once you get that, download it, search for DC Live, and every time it'll be on your big screen.
We would like to invite you to become a DC Guardian. A Guardian is someone who supports us with a gift of $10 a month. And you will also receive a beautiful DC decal so you can post your support. And also you will get email updates for Guardians only, plus special discounts on products and functions and conferences to come. Please click on the donate button on our EIOBN.com website to support. Once again, on behalf of the Excellence in Online Broadcasting Network, thank you.
To support DC Intel. 1. Timely updates. Get the latest breaking news and intelligence updates as they happen. 2. Reliable information. Depend on us for accurate and credible news sources. 3. Insightful analysis. Gain deeper understanding with our expert analysis and comprehensive coverage. 4. Community engagement. Join a community of informed and engaged individuals who care about current events. 5. Transparency. We are committed to transparency in all our reporting, helping you to see the bigger picture. 6. Convenience. Stay informed on the go with easy access to updates through our social media platforms. Supporting DC Intel means staying informed and connected with the news that impacts our nation.
All right, we're back. Thank you so much for being patient during that time. And it is your support that keeps us going here. I think I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. Some of you are donating through Rumble. If you do that, there's a huge fee that they take out on that. So just keep that in mind. That's why the EIOBN.com, if you go to the website, there's a place to donate. It's secure, and it immediately, everything comes. So anyways, getting back to all this, the good stuff here. Let's see here. What else? Got any comments here? Don't ever vote Democrat or any certain. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, my job isn't to just smooth over things. My job is to rip it up and show you the truth on things, and tell you the truth. And not only that, intel that comes in, stuff like that. We all knew that. But if Trump was not running and black men like Ben Carson was running, better vote for him. Yeah. Democrats, come on. Absolutely. Here's the thing. Like I said this the other day, if Trump wasn't in this race, and let's just say that he was, and there was a better candidate, you know, that's how you vote. I could care less whether Trump's got gray hair, white hair, red hair, purple hair. I could care less. I care about his policies. I care about what he wants to do for our country. And, you know, if you look back almost 4 years ago, you know, the cost of everything was down. It just was. There's no argument with that. I won't sugarcoat anything. Absolutely. You cannot get past the facts, and the facts are that when Trump was in, we did have, you know, cheaper things, just how it is. And this past 3.5 years, we see how we've, you know, it's been goofy. All right. So let's go back to these Kamala Harris people that just think she's great.
What makes Kamala qualified to become the next president of the United States?
She's not. She didn't go through the voting process. They scared of the system, but I was all by design.
So how do you think it's even possible that she is now running for president when she wasn't even voted in to be the electoral?
Good question. Because
to be the person.
Because it's part of prophecy. If you look at like Egyptian, Kamala means lotus flower. Out of the lotus flower comes the sun god Ra. So what she's going to bring what he wanted. Back in the day, the sun god, along with Akhenaten, they were the rulers of the dynasty back in the day. They're going to bring economic doom. Because what you have to do, you have to destroy it before you rebuild it. They're gradually doing it now. That's why they got to have these conventions, because they need you to make a covenant with them and be in agreement with them to move forward. That's all this is. It's an exercise to participate in your own doom.
Okay.
This whole system was not built for American citizens. It was built for secret groups to run it, and they're running it. And allegedly, Kamala and all them, they're part of it.
He has a great point. She wasn't voted in. And when you look at the legal stance of this whole Democratic thing that's going on, it's all rotten. It's all rotten. Because the money that Joe had brought in underneath his name for the campaign, they transferred that over to her. You cannot, even at a church, a nonprofit, or any nonprofit, let's just say that, if someone walks up to you and gives them $50 or $100 or $10,000 or whatever, and says, I want you to designate this money for XYZ, if you do not designate that money for XYZ, it's fraud. It's illegal. And I think it was $81 million, something like that, or $80 million. Give or take on those numbers, but that Biden, they transferred it over directly to Kamala. Now, understand, there are people that sent money in to support Joe Biden, not the Democratic Party, but Joe Biden. Not that I'm a fan, but they sent money in to support him in his campaign. It is illegal for him and her. It's illegal for him to take that money and just dump it over to her. Because you just can't take that money and give, because people designate that money for the Joe Biden campaign. Now, is Joe Biden campaign going to contact everybody that gave us, says, hey, we would like to transfer your money over. Is that possible, or do we need to refund your money? That's how that legal side works. 97 million. Thank you so much. And by them not doing that, that's illegal. But once again, who's going to tell? Well, everybody said it's illegal, but who's going to do anything about it? Who's going? Meanwhile, while they're out there doing all this stuff, we're not seeing what's going on. And the Pentagon is actually briefing and saying that the Mideast, they're on high alert. We've got jets going out there. There's a lot going on up in the sky right now. There's a lot going on right now. And you don't even know it, because we're sitting here talking about this and we're distracted by this demo rap party. It's crazy. It's just crazy. And so, I'm sorry I took a pause there. I'm watching what's going on here with the Philippines too. But you got this going on, and then this guy here, I'm going to play you this. He's smart.
Did you see this and hear this? I think Kamala Harris thinks we forgot about it from 5 years ago. Remember, she's out on the campaign trail with Tim Walz, telling all Americans that they're going to make the economy that much better. Day one, they're going to help people get into small businesses. Day one, they're going to help bring down inflation and bring down costs. Day one, they're going to be pro-business. And the way that you're pro-business is you lower taxes, you lower regulations. They haven't said they're going to do that, but they promise they're going to do it all day one. She wants you to think she is for the little guy in America. She is for business.
And she's not. Neither is the Democratic Party. Because I'll tell you why. Because they are still the slave masters. And I refuse to be a slave for them. I refuse to be a slave. Saw Fox News said that Harris got 84%. Fox News is full of crap. Fox News is pathetic. Fox News has turned into one of those things that they may have a few people that may try to tell the truth, but they're not going to tell the complete truth because they are bought off. A lot of things going on behind the scenes we don't know. Absolutely. And Kamala is saying day one. Do you realize every politician has said that day one you're going to have this day? There is no way they can change your future that much in day one. I'll tell you why. Because day one, they're still trying to get acclimated to what they're supposed to be doing because it's a different role. Day one, they ain't even thinking about doing anything for you. Because the whole thing was to get in there for my agenda, not yours. That's the difference between Trump and Kamala. You may disagree on everything, some things that Trump has done. You may not like it, but he at least did what he said he was going to do the last time. Newsmax is getting iffy. Yeah, absolutely they are. Absolutely. I don't trust any of them, just to give y'all a little heads up. I don't fully 100% trust any one of them. Because as much research that I do and as much ears and people that I talk to and have my hands in, they're all full of crap. They're full of crap. And that's how it is.
But 5 years ago, she said this about those who actually come up with great ideas and get patents.
I will snatch their patent so that we will take over. And yes, we can do that. Yes, we can do that.
All right, Hitler. So in other words, if you have a patent on something and they want it, they'll just take it. Can it be done? Well, yes, it can be done. Yes, we can do that. If that does not scare you, it should. Not only will they do that, if they don't like, she has said, I've already played it for you several times in the past couple weeks. She has said out of her own mouth, if she gets in, that she's going to come after this patriot movement. Podcasts are the news of the future. So, yeah, sort of. Absolutely. They're investigating Waltz for his China trips. Absolutely. We should be called China America because they've sold us out. Your politicians have sold us out. My politicians have sold us out. It can't continue on.
Yes, we can do that. It's the question is, do you have the will to do it? I have the will to do it.
And people are clapping. She has the will to take your patent. We will take your patent. Yes, we can do that. See, you're looking at somebody who grew up in a house that made her think that overwhelming central government was the best way. Control from the center of the governmental universe was the best way. People aren't smart enough to do it for themselves. And if they even have a great idea, that should be taken by the centralized government. Is this really who you want? That's really her saying it. Let me know. Come on.
So, no, we don't want her. Politics should never be a career. Absolutely. 2024 is the final battle. Amen. All of them are guilty. Absolutely. And so you've got her. Here's the thing. It just comes down to this, guys. When it comes to even the news, we're going back and forth on the chat here. I know those of you listening are like, man, what's going on? The chat's going on, and we're kind of answering questions for that too. But we are in a battle, man. We are in a battle. If you cannot see, just when they open their mouth, that we are in a battle. We're in a battle, good versus evil. She also says she'll end the Second Amendment. Absolutely, that's exactly what she said. Those are not leaders. Those are dictators. Those are your modern day Hitlers. Will take your rights, and unless you're blonde hair, blue eyes, you're done with. And unless you're, depending on what race she sides with, if you're from that other race, you're no good. If I don't like what you're doing, then we're going to take it. Just take it. That's not America. And that's why this program is so important. I'm not saying we're the best. We're not. There's other people out there. There's other people doing things, saying things. And there's a lot of other people that are just out there trying to make a living off of this by just saying things. And let me just go off the side here. Just as DC's a little bit of not rant, but just talking to you. That's why it's important for us to share and get more people involved in what we're doing here. Because at some point, I told you last week, at some point we're looking at having like a video studio in here, having our own channel, channel on Roku and all those, to where you can get real intel, and it's not filtered. And it is all about spreading the word. Spread the word. Share. Tell people, keep sharing, posting, hey, go check out this. And also, if you're able to support us, I mean, I don't take a salary, but this here is what you're getting. I posted a picture the other night of the studio that you guys have put together. And of course, some people's like, oh, what's this mean? Is this like a decoder? No, guys, it's part of being transparent. If I post a picture of the studio and what we're doing, that's not to say, ooh, is there a secret? Wait a minute. Let me zoom in on one of the computer screens and see what it is. There's a secret. There's no secret message. I don't do all that secret message stuff. All right, children, get out your decoder pen. A3, Z2. Oh my gosh, what it was on Christmas Story? Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. If if I know it, I'm just going to outright say it. I'm not going to go, hey, you got to. And that's what bugs me about a lot of people. They'll be like, hey, I got this to say, but oh gosh, I don't know. They'll roll their eyes, make all these facial expressions, smack their lips, look around like it is so painful to tell this. They don't have intel, is what that says. They have to do more acting and more noises to get you really, oh gosh, what's he got to say? Run from those people, okay? If you're supporting those, and some people are really great, and I'm not knocking that. I'm saying beware. Don't care for those who vote. Yep, everything is a calm, right? And it's not. It's just, hey, here's a picture of the studio, guys. That's it. There's no secret on the screen that you have to. There's nothing. Anyway, but we really are at a crossroads. And I'm gonna play one more thing here, and here's the thing. Those of you that listen for quite a while, you know this. I hate saying this, but I have to say this now, because the Democratic Party has made this about race, made everything about race. So now when you address something, you have to say, oh yeah, now this is a white man, this is a Chinese man, this is a Hispanic, and this here is a African American man, this here is a African American woman. How stupid. But since you have to be politically correct right now, this is a black woman about to talk, okay? Not that matters, because I don't give a crap, but people do.
You know, we living in the last days when evil is portrayed as good and good is portrayed as evil. You know, we living in the last days when the devil is not even hiding anymore. Like, these folks ain't even hiding their demonic ways even more. When I call the Democrats demons, y'all look at me crazy. When I call that lady a demon and I tell y'all she is the devil, y'all trying to make it seem like I'm crazy. But to be doing abortions, abortions on wheels is wild. But to be doing abortions, and mind y'all, I've never had an abortion. I'm for people doing what they do. Don't ever take any one of my videos as me telling you what to do. I'm a stranger. Do what you do. You have to answer for the decisions you make. You have to live with the decisions you make, not me. Do what you do. However, holding your conference and your rally to be the first female president of the United States and to be doing abortions outside of that conference is insane. Can't nobody, I don't care how y'all try to.
What a way to be known in history. Think of that. She will go down in history as being for having this. The Democratic Party will go down in history if they let history be written for doing this. It's absurd.
Flip it, toss it, turn it. You cannot tell me that is not demonic. Although I've never had an abortion, I know people who have had an abortions. And not one person has ever told me that it was not traumatizing. Not one person has ever told me that they've done that and did not cry.
That's because they praise it. They praise it like it's a great, man, you have done a great thing. You've done a great thing. But it's amazing to me, these people that push the abortions and all this are ones that have kids. My question is, why didn't you abort your kids then? Since you're so pro this thing, why did you have kids? Oh, but I love my kids. I couldn't live without them. Practice what you preach. But you can't. This is Mike Johnson, Speaker of House, and him speaking yesterday.
An hour ago, we learned that President Biden has invoked executive privilege to prevent the American people from hearing the audio recordings of his testimony with Special Counsel Robert Hur. The American people will not be able to hear why prosecutors felt the president of the United States was, in special counsel Robert Hur's words, a quote, elderly man with a poor memory, and thus shouldn't be charged. Just think about that for a moment. President Biden is apparently afraid for the citizens of this country and everyone to hear those tapes. They obviously confirm what the special counsel has found and would likely cause, I suppose, in his estimation, such alarm with the American people that the president is using all of his power to suppress their release. And rather than defend our closest ally at war, President Biden is using his authority to defend himself politically.
And that's exactly what he's done. Exactly what he's done. Like it's shocking to us. Like it's really shocking. Biden has done nothing but, while he's been in office, than to be a liar and to cheat, take money from countries that want to destroy us, let his son come up in the White House with drugs. With drugs. But you know what? The Democratic side will look at that and go, well, that's no bad comparing to what's already happened in there. Yeah, they all went on stage and talk. Yeah, absolutely. Great point. They get on stage and they talk about how they want to protect our kids. We want to protect the kids. Protect them from these crazy Trump people. And yet they want to protect our kids, but yet they want to kill them on the streets.
What do you guys think about Kamala?
It'll be cool.
She's terrible. If she comes into office, it will be done.
It'll be cool to see a female black, she's half black, not fully black, but it'll be cool to see a black president,
Western Indian.
female black president, but I'm definitely voting for Trump.
Let me tell you something. She tries to get the black vote. Because if you look at her past things, and maybe 10, 15 years ago, when she's in interviews, she identifies as West Indian.
She does.
The only way that she's identified as African American is right now.
I'm going to tell you this. Every time I watch these videos or I hear them or see them, I'm sorry. I'm going to be very judgmental. The Democratic Party has put themselves in a place to where they are, the African American community needs to wake up. They need to wake up because they still think of you as a stinking slave. Okay? They still think of you as a slave. Do you really think they think of you having equal rights to the African American communities? Do you really feel like the Democrats really think of you as their white friends? They don't. They think of you as nasty, dirty people. That's why they put out videos in the 50s and 60s and early 70s about you, how to sell to the African American community. I got to find it and I'll play it for you. It's disgusting what they've done. Meanwhile, in Des Moines, Iowa, there is tons and tons of railway going there. It is not a drill. It's not like an exercise. It's not like a practice run. They are sending military tanks, Jeeps, all these things, going into Plain, Illinois, heading towards Chicago. But there's nothing going on. No, there's stuff going on. It's just that the news ain't going to say that. They're not going to tell you anything. I saw this and it disgusts me. If you are a subscriber to Disney, cancel it. Cancel it. If you're a subscriber to any business or entity that does not have your best interests at heart, You need to redirect your money to something that does. Disney on the 15th. So Disney Corporation is now offering to sterilize your children. It's for employees only. I'm looking at the internal document now is how I know this. This internal document, it says that it is funding puberty blockers for minors. Netflix is another one. You know what? You know what you can do? I am going to give a shameless plug here. Those of you that got Netflix or that other junk, Disney, cancel those subscriptions and send it to the EIOBN so we can build this thing bigger. That's what you can do. Yep. And I don't sit and make ploys like that, but I'm doing it. But anyways, it says Disney's creative director stated that the studio lacks transvestites and that children should watch LGBTQ cartoons if they want to. Also, the company practiced racial discrimination as hiring. The founder of Walt Disney spread the ideas of German Nazi to the U.S. and hated Jews himself. But they make great movies. Quit making excuses for the stupid stuff. The road is narrow to heaven. Okay? It's narrow, which means you're not going to be able to. Do you understand this? Me too, because we've done business with certain companies. They are able to put on this DNC. Think about that. Well, I don't support them at all. Control everything by your money. Control it with your money. Change where you put your money at. Change it. No longer buy your coffee from these places that don't support your agendas. But I just love their mocha, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. The road is narrow. Okay? We have to change things. If you don't get anything from me except agitation, maybe you'll research for yourself. But I'm not here to scratch your back. I'm here to claw your back and make you go, wow, oh, no, I don't like that. Their movies are awful. For the last, absolutely. Never watch Disney again. Absolutely. But anyway, the Inspector General report, it said that with the whole laptop, remember Anthony Weiner? What a name. It came out that he was texting a 15-year-old kid sexual explicit things. And the analysis of this laptop with thousands of emails was on the Hillary Clinton and the foundation. That's what it was on. This is crimes against children. I believe if you kill somebody's kid, you see it all the time on the news, and these killers will sit and smirk and smile and whatever. I'm very brutal. I am very brutal. I told you yesterday about the meat grinder deal. I'm very brutal when it comes to that. Because if you touch any of our kids, you don't deserve to breathe. That's how it is, guys. It's brutal. Road is narrow. There's no time to deal with stupid stuff. That's why we need Donald Trump in there. And I fully believe 1,000% when he gets in, he's going to clean some clocks. And it ain't going to be a nice cleaning. It's going to be a gutting and a rebuilding. And that's what we need in America. We need backbone. We need backbone in our politicians and in our own lives, in our churches, in our communities. Our communities have bowed down to Islamic ways and and everything else. You got the Liberty Bell, and those nut jobs went up there and spray painted all kinds of crap on it. I go back to the eye for the eye, Bible ways. You go up there and you spray paint on, you disrupt and you destroy our legacy and our history. I think that something needs to take place that you don't have a way to spray the can again. I'm brutal. Am I calling for violence? No. But I think once the message gets out that if you start pissing on our flag and burning it, you're probably going to have some serious consequences. And we have a lot of people that say they're patriots. And boy, if something goes down, I'm going to be... They're hot air. Hot air. Because I have personally dealt with people and expected them to be on my team. And when the rubber meets the road and they get a little bit of heat on them, can't take it. Can't take it. They got, oh gosh, I can't handle this. I got to be done with this. We need backbone. We need backbone in America. That's what we need. And the bottom line is this. America needs God. America needs him. Without him, we're doomed. Without him, we don't have the freedom of speech. We don't have the freedom of nothing. Without God, some of you may not believe in God. That's your personal preference. I don't care. But I do. My platform, I'll say what I want to say. I believe in God. I believe we need God more than anything. And if God chooses to bring our country back to its knees, I would not be surprised. Moderators, we got something in there. Balalooza or whatever it's called. Get them out. We need God. We need God more than ever. And last night was a perfect example of, holy snot, we're facing some real demonic powers here. We got to have God. We got to have him. And I hope today stirred you. I hope today motivated you. You know, I remember old time Pentecostal preachers would say, if I didn't make you mad, I didn't do my job. Well, I'm not trying to make you mad. I'm trying to wake you up. And that's what we do here. What we're doing. I pray that everybody is blessed. I pray everybody has a great rest of the day. And just want you to know that I appreciate you taking your time to come on here today and be a part and just listen to what's going on and even interact. Thank you so much to our moderators. Thank you so much to everybody. If you get a chance, those of you that aren't on EIOBM, go check it out. All of our social media links are on there. And there's also ways to give on there. And we greatly appreciate everything that you do for America. I'll catch you tomorrow. DC out.